Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chizoba. So today we'll be talking about dealing with the number one cause of divorce. For many people, they don't know that money problems is the number one leading cause of divorce. People have issues because of money based on the fact that they didn't discuss with their spouse, they overspend, they have a lot of debt, or they gave someone money without telling their spouse. They cannot afford to buy certain things they want to buy, or they mismanage money, or maybe this one spouse is asking for money and the other spouse is disagreeing, saying no, we can't do this, and then it just brings out all sorts of problems. And when we look at it, especially for those of us who live in this United States, we find out that many couples that have had issues with their life, maybe because of punching and even death, if you look into it, you find out that it is usually money problems. And for those of us that are watching me from all over the world, maybe Africa, Nigeria, I just want you to know that it is still the same case. That a woman will hold her husband's shirt, that you will not live here today. It is money matter. So many problems arising because of money issues. And when we don't deal with this thing, we find out that the tendency to get a divorce is high. Some people just succumb to the fact that anyway, he's making his money, I'm making my money. I think that one is something for another day, because every married couple that has agreed to get married, they should understand one thing. They are one in flesh, financially, emotionally, psychologically, and otherwise physically. All the Kalis will now become one, and that is what unity is all about. But for today, let us talk about this thing that is causing problems in marriage. Money matters. So for one to be successful in marriage and avoid problems in money issues, number one thing they have to do is come together as one. Come together and table their finances. It's not about one person just making money decisions, or two people just doing their own thing. I made my money, I kept it aside, and he made his money, he kept it aside. No, if we must win with money as a couple, then we have to be able to bring our money together, lay it on the table. And then the second thing to do is to budget. Budget is one of the things that we never used to do in our home. But when we found out the benefits of budgeting, setting some money aside for each thing that we know we always do or we need in the house. Sometimes it might be want, but most of it is need. When we set money aside and plan it ahead, we are able to understand where our money is going and what we need to do to be able to either shrink that budget or expand the budget so that it can fit our lifestyle. Another thing that people do is that they just tend to live anyhow. The way the money is coming in, they will just be spending it. They don't put emergency situations into consideration. For example, whether you like it or not, one day the fridge might break down. Maybe a child might fall sick, or something will happen. Emergencies happen. It's not a cause. It's a thing that has to do with our normal life. Whether we like it or not, we can say God forbid all we can, but it will surely happen, one thing or the other. You need emergency fund to be able to tackle this thing. Very important, so that it is not when an emergency situation arises, that person is running helter-skelter, looking for where to get money or asking people to borrow them. It is lack of planning that causes most of those things, in most cases, not in all cases anyway. Another big destroyer of finances is debt. Oh my goodness, that one is is going to be on a separate video, but I will just highlight it. Debt. When I came to America, that was when I knew that debt is now a lifestyle. I have always hated debt in my life, and when I came to America, it's like if you don't have debt, people are looking at you like, are you okay? Like it's not normal for someone not to have debt, because there's something that it has to count towards. Debt is one of the number one killers. Is a heavy weight. The weight that debt carries is beyond measure. It is destructive. Buying things that you cannot afford and you don't even have money for it, but you decide to buy it and you are paying little by little. And then eventually it now accumulates and the interest just keeps piling. It is a crazy, crazy situation. For someone to be able to be financially free and be free from divorce, money causing problems, one must get rid of debt and stay permanently away from debt. I found out that in this America, to even buy underwear, they will ask you to come and collect debt. Macy's and JCPenney, they will ask you to come and collect debt. Buy anything, clothing, you go and be racking up. There is no reason why we have to live beyond our means just to please other people. When we get out of debt, we can as well buy those things that we really want to buy, but it just takes a little time. Okay, so that is one of the things we have to deal with. Otherwise, these are the cankerworms that eat up our future and our family, our marriages, without us even realizing it. And this is because many people do not want to live on less than they make. When a couple, they are living to enjoy life beyond what they can afford. You want to carry the biggest car, yet you don't have money to pay for that car. You want to wear the latest designer, yet it is credit card that bought it. You want to do all sorts of things, even build house, when they borrow the money. When the paycheck comes in, that is the same way the paycheck is going out, because everything must go. It is now a cycle, living paycheck to paycheck. It should not be so. That is the problem we are having. We need to learn to live on less than we make. Live on at least 50% of what you make, and then keep the other 50%. Put others aside for investment. Put some aside for emergency fund. Put the rest aside for future, 5 years planning. That is how one is able to make it, so that in case something happens along the way, one has money saved that they can be able to live on. And not every time when something happens, they are looking around, running helter-skelter, looking for where to borrow to be able to make up for that emergency. That is not a life. That is not a life. Wisdom says you should live on less than you make, so that your future can be able to be better than it is. Many people have retired with no single money in their account, no single savings, no single investment in 401k or things, investment portfolios. Some of us that came from Africa, because we don't know how things work here that much, then we put ourselves in a place where we don't even save for our future. And then we'll find out that at the end, when we retire, we don't even have much. One thing that people do not understand, and I have to really point it, is that when we do not combine our finances as a couple, one person is spending on things that are irrelevant and the other person is spending on things that are irrelevant. And at the end of the day, we find out that we wasted money that we should not have wasted. Why? Because we did not plan together. We are not agreeing together about our finances. It is very important that we open our books for our spouses so that they will see. Let husband and wife come together and plan their life. Life does not always go the way we plan it, but we have to be intentional about our finances if we must be able to make it and also leave something for our children. This is very important. I'm really emphasizing on it because this is the number one killer. This is the number one issue that many people are going through. Make a budget, set aside these things so that we can have a good life, so that our life can be better in the future. So there is no when we are 65, we are still looking around and looking for where to get money to feed. I know so many people are thinking about social security, but I tell you, if you don't pay off your debt, and if you don't pay off your house, you don't pay off all those things that you have, and you have nothing, social security and the little money you are able to save will not do anything. It cannot even pay for that house rent. So it's better right now that one plans their finances. Otherwise, they will get choked. So please, my people, for those of us in Nigeria, plan your life. I know that we will say, what is going on in Nigeria, this and that. Please plan your life. One of the problems that we have as Africans, especially those of us that are living in the States, is the fact that extended families, you have to cater for them, even for those that are in Nigeria. So it's very important that we set aside money every month, even if you're not giving it to them every month. Set it aside so that you can use it when they need it. It doesn't have to be a particular people that you'll be giving the money to. If that is who you are going to give it, but when the need arises, you can be able to give out money without having to scratch your head or have to work overtime or live at work just to be able to satisfy people. And the thing that pains me is that some of those money that we send, many of them don't value it. Some of those money that one worked so hard here to make, they don't even value it. They will feel like, is this how much you are giving to me? I thought you had so much money. Because they really think that making money in America is like plucking it from the tree. In fact, I think I might begin to talk about many of those things that are affecting marriages and the way life is here in the United States that people do not understand. So thank you so much for watching. Please apply this today, start today, so that tomorrow will be a better tomorrow for us, okay? And we'll be able to preserve our marriages and enjoy our marriages. Thank you so much and have a blessed day. Bye.